Well, hi everyone, I'm David from The Rooted Marriage, our online community and resource ministry for marriages here at Stonebriar Community Church. And I'd love to encourage your marriage with this thought today. Can you remember the last time that you looked at pictures or photo albums or videos of your relationship over the years? Recently, we had a chance in our home to watch our wedding video with our young teenagers, and their perspective, laughs, and awws were so much fun to hear. It reminded us of the fact that our story is an important but sometimes unrecognized part of our lives and our marriage. We recently looked together at Paul's exhortation in Colossians 3 to encourage each other's hearts with the counsel and wisdom that comes from Christ, and also by speaking to each other in, as Paul says, psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. So as we encourage each other from the truth of God's word and what he's doing in our lives to grow us, here are a few more practical ways to encourage each other in your journey together from your unique love story. First, tell each other the stories that start with, "Hey, remember when?" We all have stories from the beginning of our marriages where things were tight, challenging, and all we had was each other and maybe a whole lot of ramen. For us, it was not turning on the heater in that first winter, or using one TV for sound and a different one to be able to see the picture. Oh yeah, and moving the washer machine agitator by hand until it caught the belt and started to move on its own. But it was in that season, and many others like it through the years, that we grew closer together as we learned to trust and value each other's resiliency and insight. And most importantly, we learned the truth of God's provision and faithfulness. So encourage each other with the stories that begin with, "Hey, remember when?" And take time to pause and worship to thank the Lord for how he has carried your marriage through. Next, celebrate your spouse's courage and tenacity and uniqueness by telling each other stories that begin with the phrase, "I can't believe when you blank." Right on the heels of getting through some of the challenging times together, celebrate your spouse by telling the stories of the times that they acted courageously, didn't quit, or just plain made life special through their own brand of adventure and crazy. These are moments where you look at your spouse and are just blown away at the character that lies deep within them. And these moments show up at the oddest times, but they stick in our memory and in our hearts. For me, it was spending months at a time with Jamie at the hospital, watching her care for our child and navigate the challenges of doctors and tests and insurance companies. She shone, and I have always admired her for it. Lastly, challenge your spouse as they look to the future as you begin the conversation with the phrase, "Hey, I dare you to..." You know, in the Old Testament, the prophet Samuel set up a stone monument called an Ebenezer. It came to signify the simple idea that, to this point, God has been faithful. It was a way to look at the triumphs and failures of the past in view of God's provision and faithfulness. And while it looked to the past, there is an important subtext that looking at the past should give us confidence to move into the future. One more great conversation with our spouse is the one where we can say, "Hey, I dare you to..." It's a way to let them know that you believe in them, that you see how they have grown and changed, and as well that you are willing to walk and risk with them for the future. And as God has been faithful, it reminds them that you will be too, and that their willingness to risk growth and change brings you joy as you see the fire of adventure and growth light up in their eyes. So use the phrases, "Remember when?" "I can't believe you," and "I dare you to." What a great way to remember and celebrate the past and face the challenges of the future together. What stories will you tell? You know, we love hearing about your stories and sharing wisdom and encouragement for you and your marriage. And so we invite you to join us at The Rooted Marriage on Facebook and Instagram for resources, stories, and conversations for your marriage. And also, we would love to invite you to join us at Stonebriar Community Church on April 16th for a special wood crafting date night. It'll be a night of dinner, crafting, laughs, and connection with other couples. So find out more and register at stonebriar.org/events. And as always, we are praying for you and your marriage. Till next time.